Speaker, millions of Canadians may have had their privacy breached and their trust misused by members of this House. This is due to SIMS, the database run by the Conservative Party, which each party MP has installed in their office. Unknown to millions of constituents, personal information is routinely fed into this database, which experts are calling a chilling breach of ethics. Will the Prime Minister do the ethical thing and release the names of Canadians in this database, giving voters the opportunity, if they wish, to opt out?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I appeal to you again. I fail to see what a political party database has to do with government business. What I can assure the member is no department of this government makes use of that database. It's a party database. I don't understand his concern.
The Honourable Member for Halton.
Well, I'll answer that. When Canadian press asked the Conservatives if citizens could see their file in the party secret database, the party said, what would be the specific reason for that? Well, Mr. Speaker, I'll answer that. This is their information, belongs to them. This is their privacy. The government party has no reason to breach. These are their own members of Parliament elected to serve them.
Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I'll say it again. It's a political party database. How political parties run their campaigns in terms of databases has nothing to do with the administration of government, and no department uses it. No minister's office uses it that I know of.
The Honourable Member for Mississauga South.
Mr. Speaker, the government has not denied that it obtains and exploits personal information for political purposes. The Conservatives have created a national database that records personal information which was confidentially provided to the Government of Canada. What Canadians want to hear from this government is that the person that was elected to represent them is not using the confidential personal information to fundraise for political purposes. Will the Prime Minister cease this unethical practice and stop violating the privacy of Canadians?
The Honourable Government House Leader. The Honourable Secretary of State for Multicultural.
Well, Mr. Speaker, isn't this special? The Liberals who have made an art out of communicating with different communities based on publicly available lists are now shocked that someone else should do the same thing. You know, we heard I can see why the member for Thornhill isn't asking these questions anymore, but Mr. Speaker, she very kindly sent out Rosh Hashanah greetings to her constituents. Whoops, it's upside down. Shana Tova, my best wishes for a peace-filled year with good health and happiness from the MP from Thornhill, Mr. Speaker. I also got notice yesterday that Chinese members of the Chinese community in her constituency were receiving Chinese New Year's greetings, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, would they just please stop the hypocrisy?
Member from Mississauga South.
Mr. Speaker, invasion of privacy and ethnic or religious profiling are simply unacceptable. If someone contacts their MP with a CPT or passport problem, they don't expect to land up on a political mailing list. For example, we saw this last year when the member for Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke was caught collecting information from passport applications, Mr. Speaker, to send out birthday cards. This type of unethical behavior is inexcusable and alarms Canadians, Mr. Speaker, who expect their members to represent them, not to exploit them. Will the Prime Minister do the honourable thing and stop this unethical practice now?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Multiculturalism.
Only a Liberal, Mr. Speaker, could think it's unethical to wish somebody a Happy New Year. But, Mr. Speaker, here I have a letter from the co-presidents of the Canadian Jewish Congress who say, we commend the Prime Minister for his thoughtful gesture.
I'm with the Congress.
We are heartened our elected officials make the effort to extend good wishes to members of other faith communities that make a vibrant contribution to the diverse multicultural fabric of Canada. Mr. Speaker, that's what the communities are saying. But perhaps that member would like to ask his colleague from Thornhill why she was sending Chinese New Year greetings to members of the Chinese community in her writing. And where she came up with those lists, Mr. Speaker, probably the same place that we did.